Okay. Yeah, so thank you for that explanation. So now I want to take us through. Can you all see my screen? I assume you can see my screen, right?
Yes, you can see us.
Yes, sir, we
Okay.
can see you, sir.
So let me take you through a short journey of this Kubernetes. What is there? Is it big enough? Is it big enough? Is it something you can see clearly?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Now look at this. Let's start from, even before we go into that Kubernetes, let's start from what we call the microservices. I think I explained this last week. So now what is microservice? Why do we have microservice and how does it come to play? So currently now, the conventional, um, let me say the architecture we have, like before moving to microservices, what we know as the monolithic architecture. In this monolithic architecture, we know that for every website or every application, we always have the user interface, which is where the interface on. That is where just like the client and the server. So the user interface is more like the client that you use to connect to what to the server. So we have the business logic and the data layer, which is underneath, which is more like the backend. And this forms what the data, and this goes to the database. This is where we store the information like our database. But this is what make up the whole software, like the front end and back end, and the database. Now you see that everything here is in one umbrella. So we put everything together in one umbrella. So take for example, if there's an issue with our business logic, then our application will be down. I don't know if you understand it. Or maybe in this user interface, there are many what let's just no, let's leave this amount like what we can. So this interface, like I use Amazon website, for example, we have sign in, we have register, we have payment, all those buttons that you can click. If every of them have an issue, then the whole website will be down because they are built on one single umbrella. So this is how it operates from your user interface. It will go into the business logic. Then we have the data layer, then to the database. So the same thing happens also if you query the website, information will come from the database, pass through the data logic, then go to the business logic. Then you as a user interface, you'll be able to see maybe like when you want to sign in, you put in your login details, it will search the database if we have your information. So database will reply this, okay, there is this information, then we will now see your login page from the user interface. So the same time, maybe when you want to create an account, you create the account, it will pass through this stage and it goes into the database. So that's how the architecture works in monolithic, which is the conventional one we have. Then we now see a need to go into microservice because when there's a lot of traffic on your website, the way everything is going, even from COVID, we see how everything goes online. We have overpopulation of so many billion people, 8 billion people. So if everybody go online, then if everybody's accessing your website, then you are going to be down if you're using a monolithic application. So now see a reason to go to microservice architecture. Now looking at this architecture, this user interface that is there that have every other features, many features, every feature is now splitted out independently. Do you get? So these all microservice are one features that is in this user interface. You now see now, look at this. This is the user interface that we have everything. And now we now divide it. Maybe this is the login, this is the create account, this is the payments platform, this is the shopping cart, this is maybe um about page or anything. Just so I'm using Amazon website for an example now. So let's even open it. So you can see what I'm saying. Okay. So now look at this. You have this button, you have this shopping cart, then you have all this. So let's say we have okay, we have this let me say, okay, let's say this shopping cart. Maybe we have this search button or every other thing. Let's just say Black Friday or this any of this address, everything here. So not necessarily the product because they will be under one umbrella. So the main features, I'm just using as an example. Now, all these main features are now divided into different microservices. This has many microservices as we want. And each of them in one network will be connected to this database. It's not really one microservice to each one database. All might be going to one database, but you have different microservices. They will connecting or communicating with the database differently. So that is microservice.